Seriously, Martin, thank you so much indeed for coming up to join us this evening,
pleasure.
because you're a franchise partner as well. So how long have you been involved?
About a couple of years now, actually, yeah.
And how did you get involved in the first place?
I was looking for a career change. I was in the IT industry for many years. I met Drew for a short chat, which lasted 5.5 hours. You've met him, he talks a lot. And we got on really well, and I was interested in, I'd always been interested in overseas property. I was involved privately myself. I dabbled a little bit in it, saw the good bits and the hard parts of it as well, saw the downsides. And I'm also, travel's my thing. I love traveling. I love Spain and Portugal in particular. And so I was very comfortable with the idea of, and I've been in sales and marketing all my life as well, so I was very comfortable with the idea, and having met Drew, I decided to give it a go, and it's been a very good experience. Yeah, and we all talk with each other and share ideas, and there are a few new franchisees coming in now. We're delighted to help them out as well, and so it is a little family. Yeah, that's true.
And what have been the highlights for you?
Highlights, well, obviously there's the satisfaction you get when a customer, when you find them their dream home. Sometimes people are interested in investment, but most they're interested in a holiday home or somewhere to retire to. And when you find somebody a place that they really like, and there's nothing better than the satisfaction of doing that. But along the way, it's very pleasant. It's a very pleasant environment to be working out in Spain or Portugal on the Costa somewhere, and trying the local food and wine, and at the same time. And so it's a pleasant lifestyle as well. But don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work as well, but it's pleasant. It's challenging, but it's good fun.
Because, I mean, obviously from the TV point of view, we see so many of these programmes on the telly now. You have people trying to find out their dream homes in the sun and whatever. So has that made a difference to your business as well?
It's actually, sometimes it's good in terms of generating publicity, but it also raises expectations. Sometimes a little bit too high, because you see programmes and it seems very easy to buy a second-hand home for a very good price. But you have to remember these TV programs, and I watch them myself, fascinating, they're really interesting. But you have to remember there's a whole TV production company behind them, and they are always going to have things checked out in advance, and lawyers involved, everything done in advance. So because that TV company doesn't want to appear on the front page of the Sun newspaper saying such and such a client sold me a turkey. But luckily, what we do, it's all very, as Drew was saying earlier, we do all the proper checks, and we have some very good lawyers to work with, to recommend, and new build is much simpler than second hand, and and there are the bank guarantees in place, all sorts of things to make the whole process as safe as possible for potential buyers. So it's very different from it was many years ago, when it was a little bit more like the Wild West in those days, but things are much more straightforward.
Completely.
And it's all about us generating trust in the client, and if you have a certain expertise and knowledge, and you're honest and you can come across well, then it's a good business to be in.
Well, we're based up here in Belfast. Is there much of a difference between the different markets in the north and the south?
Not that I've seen, not in particular. Actually, there's one that aspect I think we all share on the island of Ireland, north and south, is that people, buyers, unlike other countries on the continent, for example, they want to be within walking distance generally of restaurants, amenities, pubs, things like that, whereas other nationalities are quite happy to drive. So there are, and in fact that's something I think in Ireland and UK as people share, the social aspect. They want the sun, but they don't want to leave behind sort of the nice social sort of life we have back home as well, if they can manage to do both at the same time.
And is golf still a massive draw?
It is not for everybody. Certainly there are people who specifically want to maybe be right on a golf course, but even those people who play golf occasionally, they're quite happy to be a little bit away, because you're never far from a golf course anyway in Spain or Portugal, wherever you go. So golf is not the be all and end all at all. There are very diverse reasons why people want to home abroad, and it's usually they like a particular area, they like the lifestyle, they like the sun, but as well they want a little bit of socialising as well at the same time.
We can have it all.
Absolutely.
Martin, thank you so much indeed. That's absolutely superb.